Alright then, attempt number 3 at doing this. Let's go on to day 2. Yes, I want to return to day 2. Where is Brittany? Exploration. Day 2. So, right after the first day, with us getting our ship back, we are able to search for a signal, that being the one that Brittany gave us. We go to the Garden of Hope. Not the Forest of Hope in the first game, but the Garden of Hope this time. So, I guess it's a downgrade? I've tracked Brittany's signal right now. Finding her is my highest priority. However, I'm also very concerned that our cosmic drive key is now missing. If I don't find that, the Drake won't be able to fly fast enough to get us back to Kopai. That would be very bad. So, I am still trying to do the whole makeup recordings. This is day 2 out of the 4 I need. And this one is probably going to be, well, this one and the next one are probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual. Well, shorter than the rest of the videos are going to be. But anyways, Brittany should be around here. Something is flashing my map. Ah, maybe it's her. I'm running out of sustenance, so I hope I find her before it's too late. So yeah, I have a set goal for today and tomorrow, so I'm gonna make sure to, well, I'm essentially going to stop when I hit today's goal. Oh, it looks like the undead followed me here. So, where are the Pikmin? Yeah, about that. They're dead. They're all dead, Jim! Yeah, they're just hiding. There we go. Yahoo! Oh, that's right. The data file I found explaining this. The onion is a net for the Pikmin. Yep. They go in, and they come out of it. I'm going to install an application on the Copad that lets me check the Pikmin status remotely. Very useful. Especially if you're, like, wondering, like, is a Pikmin left behind? Did I get all the Pikmin and all that? It is very useful to have this. Okay, but we got 21 Pikmin under our belts right now. So, let's just go out and start taking care of things. Starting off, we're just going to grab some bodies. And all these guys will take care of that. Okay, pal. Have you go over there. Okay, so once those guys finish doing all that, you guys come to me. Start walking down on that bridge. So hopefully I made sure to collect all of those pieces, which I did. Yep, I'm surprised we didn't find this one. No, not you. We got ourselves a new data file. This one, however, is just about the dashing, which we learned from yesterday. This one is about the Bulborb, the Dwarf Bulborb. Aim for the back for victory. Yes. Because of their small size, getting, well, essentially jumped on by Pikmin is essentially a one-hit KO for these little guys. So, use it when you can. Okay, good job, my little guys. Now, before we do anything else, let's go over here and grab this egg. And I'm going to tell you all to grab it. Well, all that you can. Ah, flower bloom on that Pikmin's head. Amazing how many plant-like qualities they possess. I wonder if they develop any new skills with that flower. I'll have to keep a close eye on them. When Pikmin consume nectar, they blossom into flower Pikmin. So, yes. Nectar here is different from how it was in the first game. Well, first and second game. In this game, there is a set, quote, limit on how many Pikmin can actually collect from a thing of nectar. So unlike the first games where you could essentially have almost unlimited amount of Pikmin collecting one thing of nectar, in this game, you're limited, which is both a blessing and a curse. Shh, it's a sneak. Let's sneak up on it. Yes, this is a Bulborb. Your best bet for fighting these guys is by attacking from behind. But in this game, if you happen to actually attack a Bulborb in the eyes, it will stun the Bulborb, and the Bulborb will actually be unable to attack. Let's do that. We got ourselves another data file. Oh yeah, we also got this hiding. Attack from the back to gain advantage. Pikmin behavior. As Pikmin develop, they get faster. They grow from a leaf to a bud to a flower. But they only grow when they're actually planted in the ground. They won't grow by being out on the field. And Pikminology. Once Pikmin are done transporting fragments, they will return to the original location of the fragments. Yes. Something to keep in mind. Oh, and I would love to show that off, however that's going to be spoilers for, well, a bunch of creatures that we have not seen. I wanted to show off the Pikminology on these guys, but I guess I can't do that. Now without, quote, spoilering some other creatures. So we're just gonna do this in that little background. We heard that little jingle that told us that those guys finished with that sandcastle wall. I don't know if there's a proper word for it. If, like, do you just call it a wall or something else? Anyways, if we see over there, that is an electric fence. We can't do anything about that. Not right now. As these little guys, well, they get zapped by electricity. Thankfully, it is not a one-hit KO like it was in Pikmin 2. Oh no, Brittany's just lying there! Oh, I hope I'm not too late. Pick up, Brittany! Pick up! Please still be alive! Elf? Sorry about that. I was just taking a little nap. So you're close by? Why wasn't I moving, you ask? Well, you know me. I'm a pretty sound sleeper, even when all those creatures creeping around. But, never mind that. Listen, I discovered it looks like a piece of fruit. It's over there. But I'm kind of stuck here for the time being. Could you go and check it out for me? I mean, we can try. However, you do seem kind of stuck. So how are we going to take care of that? Oh my god, that thing is huge! That thing's a fruit? It's even bigger than I thought it would be. That thing really is a fruit. We've hit the jackpot. I'd like to analyze it at the Drake, but how do I get it there? That's what we got Pikmin for. Thankfully, Pikmin do not care for fruits. Oh no, Brittany's on the other side of this wall. And this wall looks like it's made out of glass. Red Pikmin are good fighters. Yes. We are going to find different types of Pikmin, and technically the Pikminology entries kind of spoil a few things. Red Pikmin are good at fighting. What is that thing? Red Pikmin have a 1.5 base damage, which makes them great for fighting. Or at least for doing damage. Well, when they can actually stick onto a creature. The other Pikmin that are right here, I would say are the better ones in terms of actual damage. Rock Pikmin. Okay, the mic was off. These things are these creatures Pikmin too? They're giving me a funny look. Just got a soda. Thank you very much. Do they want to break it? Yes, Rock Pikmin. The quote gimmick of these guys is that they have their hard rock bodies, making them do a very powerful thrown attack. However, they cannot hold on to an enemy like other Pikmin. So the main gist I would say with these guys is that a heavy one hit, and then like say a half hit for every other attack they go for. Oh, so the onion was trapped inside that crystal. Since I have two types of Pikmin now, I can use the L and R to switch between them. Also very useful. And when I want to split them up, I'll dismiss the squad by pressing Y. Dismiss the squad with Y, and the Pikmin will set themselves in different colored groups. Okay, so those guys will now pick up this body. Okay, come here, guys. Get today's food! Today's food! Nature is unforgiving. Analyzing. Oh, hey, the Sunseed Berry got back to the ship. Oh, the Drake is sending us a message. Analyzing. Recovery. Analysis complete. It only does this once, so we don't have to worry about getting this every time we get a fruit going into the Drake. Large quantities of Bactinium you detected. This is a seed-bearing fruit, making cultivation on Kobai possible. Juice from this fruit, thank you Mr. Motorcycle, is safe for consumption by crew members. I'll add a fruit file to the copad where we can store results result analysis. It's okay, I guess. I never actually read any of it, so... Yep. But since I don't know much about plants, I'll ask Brenny the right to reports. She is the botanist, after all. Okay, good job there, boys. Gonna say, hopefully the red guys don't try to steal those pellets, because as this file right here will tell us, whatever Pikmin, whatever, like, the most amount of Pikmin that are on a item is the one that is gonna get that item, that resource to their onion. So, say that Bulborb, yeah, here we go. Oh, so I said the other one. So say that Bulborb that had 10, if I had, say, 4 rock Pikmin and 6 red Pikmin, the red Pikmin are gonna get it, despite the fact that I technically have more reds than rock Pikmin. It would go to the reds since there was more of them carrying it. And wait, am I missing? Oh, no, I'm like, how am I missing Pikmin? Because the 3 went back to the base. So yeah, here we can actually see the rock Pikmin in action. I throw them, and then after they are thrown, they try to do that little rush attack, I guess. Again, it's not bad, but it's also not the most powerful thing in the world. Rock Pikmin, though, are very powerful with their frontal attack by being thrown, as I said before. So when I usually use them is that I will throw them, I'll whistle them back, and then I'll throw them again when I run out. I can't tell you how heavy I am to get out of this place. I'm sleeping outside, and I'm super hungry. What's with your entourage there? What's that you say? They're called Pikmin. They're cute. But we don't have time for cuteness right now. Look over there, Alfie. We got a lemon. The face went claw. Let's work together to nab that huge piece of fruit. Okay, I'll take it from here. Press ride to change captains. So, yes, this is the main gist of Pikmin 3. The idea of having 3 captains, as well as the ability to actually throw captains, which would be very useful. On the Copad radar, align the diamond with your destination and select Go Here with A to start moving. You cannot do this when you are currently targeted on something. So, keep that in mind. How strange to find a data file. Come to think of it, the radar did have a Go Here feature. We should try this out as soon as possible. This is also a very good thing to have. We won't use it right now, but it is something for later on. He can take that. Anyways, we go over here, we find ourselves some new creatures. We're not gonna deal with that right now. Let's try to find this pellet posy. Okay, good job, boys. Come to me. Now, we want the rock Pikmin just pretty much to destroy this. Okay, they should have all that. The rest can take all of that. Okay, come here, little guy. Assuming I don't whistle any of them back too soon, the bridge is now complete. There we go. Okay, so... okay, so I'm gonna have those guys work on that. Those guys can collect that. You get that, and now for this fruit. Okay. Elf. Okay, Elf, thank you. Okay, Brittany, you're gonna go this way. Wait, oh. I thought I threw Elf. Okay, Brittany, go back to the onion, because you can actually go pluck the Pikmin seeds. Elf, we're gonna have you go back over to the purple onion. Purple? The rock Pikmin onion. I don't know what color we want to call this one. Brownish gray? Gray. I was gonna say more of a blackish gray, but yeah, it's, let's say it's gray. So that we can have Elf go over this way to pluck Pikmin out from here, and Brittany can go back over on that side and pluck any Pikmin out from there. Okay, so we really don't have too much. I'm just going to essentially not going to do too much more on this endgame day. Yep. Elf, you can harvest those. Brittany, let's go out here and find ourselves a new location. Now, what could this be? The radar's picking something up. Yes, we're picking something up over this way. The signal of some sort. Maybe it's a new type of food? Questions for later. Let's go and look right away. Well, we're gonna save that for next time. I wanted to come out here, though, because I wanted to go fight these guys, the fiery blowhogs. Their main gimmick is that they can actually blow out fire. And fire is actually something that red Pikmin are immune to. They cannot get hurt by fire-based attacks, meaning that they are the perfect enemy to fight the blowhogs. Also, Elf, because you got your entire entourage. Why don't you go back over this way? Brittany, how about you go collect this? And did I get the data file? No, there was one right here. What the? Hey, there's some, bridge pieces on the opposite side of the shore. There's materials to build a bridge. I bet if Alf and I work together, we can get it done in no time. I'll ask Alf to join the squad and move him around and, whatever's be. Blah, blah, blah. We go to this, Pikmin behavior. Pellet retrieved by Pikmin of the same color produce more sprouts. Yes. Red Pikmin are resistant to fire, unlike all the other ones. Rock Pikmin are very hard, like rocks, and breaking the crystal nodules for a chance to attack. And this one would just be talking about the go here function. Oh no, this one's the lock-on function. Which I thought we already had before, but okay. Like, I know we obviously had it, I obviously used it, but I thought it would have told me about that sooner. Okay, here we go! With this thing going in. The onion has stopped spitting out seeds! But the Pikmin inside the onion still seem to increase in numbers. Apparently, once the number of Pikmin in the field reaches 100, any new Pikmin will stay inside the onion. This means that a maximum of 100 Pikmin can be active outside the onion at any one time. So yes, there's a limited number of Pikmin on the surface at a time, but more can sprout inside the onion, so you never have to worry about, like, quote, wasting any items. You always get more and more Pikmin just by playing the game, essentially. Okay, we have our entire squad, and we could do a lot more, but I just want to go over this way and fight what might be most people's mortal enemies, that of the Wollywogs. And in this case, the yellow Wollywogs, who are not a threat to rock Pikmin. No. They are not a threat to rock Pikmin, because rock Pikmin cannot get crushed. At least, not like how other types can. Also, Wollywogs, they got a little bit of a debuff in this game, where if you actually pile enough Pikmin onto them, if you get enough Pikmin onto them, they cannot jump in the air. Which was technically something that happened in the other game, but it kind of felt random when it actually did happen. Also, Skittle Leaves. These guys can be a bit annoying, and make sure to actually kill them, because they can eat your Pikmin. There are a different variety, and different ones will do damage, others will not. But if you ever see a leaf on the ground, unlike Pikmin 2, where they were harmless, in this game, you want them dead. Now, we are essentially just going to tear down this wall, let the Pikmin take the food back to the onion, and then we're going to call it a day. Good job there, guys. I don't think I did this in my original playthrough. So, later on in the videos, it might be a little bit of a, not so much a change, but something not looking right. That thing still being there, and that would be why. Now, if we actually try and throw a Pikmin at this... Oh no, poor Pikmin! Yeah, they get zapped. You can just shock them out of it, but, yeah. We can't do anything. And let me just go make sure these guys actually made it back to their onion, and then we'll call it a night. Actually, there's something else that happens if the day gets a little bit later that I haven't shown off yet. It is that there is a circle ring around the ship and the onion when it gets late enough. That thing is there to actually help you identify, okay, where do Pikmin need to be in order to be safe. Any Pikmin outside of that range will be in danger of being lost, because any Pikmin not in the onion, and not in the onion, not in the group, and not in one of those transitions between locations, will be considered lost and essentially, well, die from the night. Which is something we technically don't want to happen. Also, another important thing. Pikmin cannot swim. Oh no, water is lethal to Pikmin! I need to blow the whistle to get them back on the land. So, help panicking Pikmin by using your whistle. Yes. Very important. And if you ever want to change Pikmin, you can always send Pikmin you have back in. Oh no, the sun's gonna set soon! These stray Pikmin will undoubtedly face attacks from nocturnal predators. There we go. That is the most important thing. This is the best thing this game did. But the Pikmin that are close to the onion should be able to make it back on their own. I kind of wish the base was a little bit bigger, but I understand they don't want it being overpowered. Make sure your Pikmin are in your squad or close to the onion when the sun sets. All others will perish. I better call back the Pikmin who aren't in my squad before it's too late. But it could be tiring to work around everywhere to collect all the Pikmin. So I'll make sure that when you press A near the SS Drake, a whistle will sound that call all the Pikmin back to the onion. Also very useful. And something I meant to point out, but did not say before, is that we have 100 Pikmin in easy mode and in hard mode, but in ultra spicy mode, it apparently goes down to 60 being the max. Yes. Can they make it back? Yep, there we go. These guys went straight back to their onion. So, go back over here. Call them back. And there they go. All the Pikmin will try to go back to the base. Now, there's something that might be happening that will happen later on, where you might have Pikmin like going automated between locations. So, in between this, and if you do the call during then, I want to say they do not hear the call and will keep doing their thing they're doing. So, there's another thing to keep in mind. But we're just gonna call it a day. We did enough, and tomorrow we shall go see what is causing that strange signal that we are receiving. Also, don't worry about the rock Pikmin. They will be able to get back to their onion safe and sound today. Very interesting. The two of them merged into one. I'll have to make a note of this fascinating behavior. So, this is another change in Pikmin 3. Different colored onions confuse into a single onion. So instead of having multiple, you just get them all out of one. That is a change I do like. Okay, let's analyze the other fruit too. I'm just gonna speed this up, because we don't really see too much from all of this. I do like the whole juice mixing detail. That's a nice little thing, but it's kind of just there if you ask me. So, I'll wish out the juice. No extra helps for anyone. And one thing that kind of annoys me is that we have two captains now, but we still only use one vial of juice. I kind of wish that with more captains we had, the more juice we would use. It's a personal thing, but yeah. Good. Still have plenty of juice left. I feel like that could have been something that would have made this game a little bit more challenging, or maybe like something in ultra spicy mode, which I don't think it did. I also never finished ultra spicy mode, so what do I know? Anyways, let's just move on out. Back on board. We ran an analysis on the fruit we retrieved and found for stable copite consumption. It looks like there's plenty more where this came from. Reuniting with Brittany, finding this fruit. It's still early, but seems to be taking a turn for the better.